engaging in the practical work necessary to obtain them. So we remain stuck and more discouraged than ever. When it comes to being empowered, we're like window shoppers on Madison Avenue, gazing longingly at the incredible possibilities dangling before our eyes, yet not claiming them as our own. I believe the reason for this frustration and spiritual impasse is that way too many of us are trying to make a transformational, energetic shift through intellectual means alone. We make the mistake of thinking that knowing something is the equivalent of integrating and embodying this wisdom into our being. In other words, we know a lot about the power of spirit, but we aren't actually experiencing it. And we can't do so through intellectual pursuits alone. In fact, we cannot experience the power of spirit through the intellect or ego at all. It is only achievable through a deep, intentional, daily practice of connecting with spirit. This is the most authentic, lasting power we have in our lives. We can't control the outside world, but with the power of spirit, we can create a sense of purpose within that brings about deep satisfaction and personal peace, regardless of what is going on around us. We can't be truly happy without making this connection and surrendering to our spirit. Otherwise, it's like being lost in the jungle with no clear path, no orientation, no clue as to how to find our way home. This state of mind is quite similar to the stress, fear, and exhaustion so many of us feel on a daily basis. We have become submissive, duality-based, ego-identified victims. We've been conditioned to, and even forced into, handing our power over to others, only for it to be used against us. We've been misguided or misdirected in almost every imaginable way, and we've accepted and woven this belief system into our cellular bodies and even our DNA. We've been trained to think that we are something other than what we really are. And instead of using our divinely appointed creative spiritual powers, we believe what we have been told, that we are unlovable, unworthy, and even, at times, unwanted. We've convinced ourselves that we're tainted, broken beings who must submit to others in order to feel love or achieve success. The perpetual stress and internal chaos of a life without the power of spirit causes innumerable physical and psychological breakdowns and even accidents. The more I think about it, the more I am convinced that the loss of spirit is the root cause for most depression, addiction, disease, and discontent. But the worst consequence of a life disconnected from spirit is that we lose touch with our deepest sense of personal creativity, which is the spark of spirit in action. A life without genuine creative expression lacks meaning and purpose. People in this state tend to find negative ways to distract themselves and deaden the emptiness they feel. Whether this leads to destructive behaviors or emotions, frequent accidents or illnesses, career stalls or chronic unemployment, or outbursts of rage or social withdrawal, soon the problem becomes others' problems as well. All paths are interwoven. We are connected to one another, and one person's misery eventually affects everyone else. Therefore, not only is our connection to spirit an essential personal need, it's also a profoundly important familial and social need. Pursuing your spirit over ego provides a deep-seated, unwavering sense of protection and safety. It relaxes your mind, puts your body at ease.